Okay, so in this video, I want to look back at the last poem and show you how to take the chunking, the annotating that we used there, or that we created there, and to take that forward into creating a plan for an essay. So that's pretty much the process that we want to go through. We want to look at the poem, we want to study it, chunk it, annotate it, then have us lead that into some planning, and that planning will then lead toward an expression of our ideas, usually an essay, sometimes speaking. But this is again the prompt about figurative language and its impact on theme. So we need to take those two elements of the poem and translate them into a plan. So we're going to look at this in a couple of different ways, because we can write this essay in a couple of different ways. We don't have to structure it all. We don't all have to structure our essay about these ideas the same way. So the first one is going to look at it through this lens of the figurative language. I identified metaphor and repetition as the two elements of figurative language that I think are the most prominent here. And that's okay. Like the number of elements of figurative language that you look at is, is kind of up to you. The prompt does not actually tell you how many you have to explore. So it says you analyze the author's use of figurative language. If we only identified one primary example of figurative language, we could go with that. But here we have metaphor and repetition. So I'm going to structure my essay in terms of paragraphs. One paragraph where I look at metaphor and its ties to theme. Second paragraph where I look at repetition and its ties to theme. And that's okay. It doesn't have to be a 5-paragraph essay because there's nothing that says it has to be that. My second version is going to look at it in a different way. Again, the structure here is what I'm looking at, the structure, the plan for my essay. So I'm going to structure the essay in terms of how I chunked the text. So each of the chunks are going to lead me toward a specific paragraph. So I'm going to look at the development of the theme, chunk by chunk, each paragraph corresponding with the specific chunk. And within each of those paragraphs, about those specific ideas, I'm going to discuss whatever type of figurative language pops up in that chunk. So it goes repetition, metaphor, kind of go back and forth, just happens to work like that. But here I have an arrangement of ideas that follow the development of the theme, and then at each step along the way, I look at those types of figurative language. And then I'm just reminding myself here that I need to write an intro and a conclusion as well. But those blocks there represent the body paragraphs and those big ideas based on the figurative language I identified and the chunks that led me to theme.